Hello everybody, today we're going to be looking at a scam that is potentially impersonating NordVPN. Now I got this sent by an unsolicited email, as I normally come across these scams, and there were a couple things about the email that didn't quite look right. So I don't know, I will not post this video if it turns out to be legitimate, so if you're watching this video it is malicious. So there were a couple things that didn't seem right to me. The wording on the email was a bit odd, the idea was a bit weird. So this is Nordkeeper. This is unlike NordVPN, which is this site here, which shows that, well, it shows that I'm using NordVPN actually right now. You should 100%, and here's all the testimonials. And NordVPN is, of course, a legitimate product that I actually use, and I think is really good. So we're going to find out if Nordkeeper is related. First thing you should do, if you want to check if something is legitimate, is you check the register. And if they're different, that's interesting. However, they're both, at least they're both European. That's a good kind of sign, but generally speaking, corporations will use the same, like, for example, if you do google.com, and then we do youtube.com, you'll find they're both registered by Mark Monitor, because that's generally how corporations work, is they have a registrar of choice. Now, you know what else makes me fishy about this? The lack of any paid plan. No thanks. See, you know, they'll never take your payment details. That's how you know these people are scammers. That's how... Okay. Let's cancel the second one. We only need one. Another red flag. Compressed zip file. Now let's just confirm that we don't have clipboard sharing enabled, because that is one of the ways that this can potentially become a bit more dangerous. No, we don't. I think we're alright. So, now that's a red flag. Now let's just try... Just see. If we go here, VPN apps, and we go to download on the real NordVPN, the XE, that's coming from NordCDN. Where is this? Have we figured out... Well, we can go to downloads and we'll figure out where this is coming from. Nordkeeper.com. So that's another massive red flag. The fact that it's coming from a different website, which was, this was really NordVPN, would not be the case. So those are a couple ways you can tell. Biggest thing is if the email looks iffy, if anything looks wrong with the VPN company or whatever you think is sponsoring you. Okay, let's just put this in exclusive mode so it'll stop bothering me. There we go. Now shadow play's going off, that's alright. But now it's not going to bother me, that's good. I can just use the VM as if it was physical hardware. We gotta wait for that to download. The fact it's downloading so slow is also not a good sign, because the legitimate VPN company would not take that long. Like, they're a VPN company, they should have better servers. So that worries me a bit, because I don't think anybody's using a, like, 4 megabit per second server. So what worries me is that might be malicious. Okay, support with Nordkeeper. And all the emails, that was the other problem I had, was the emails were going to nordkeeper.com, not NordVPN. Most of these links don't work. Yup, and it's got the credit... No, this is 100%. Is NordPass a real product? I'm just gonna... Yes. It is. And of course it is made by NordVPN, which is a legitimate product. Why are we getting Java updates? Why do we install so much stuff on here? Got Java. I was just checking that we didn't have like Minecraft or something that it could steal passwords from. No, we don't. That's good. Okay, after repeated network errors, it looks like we're finally, possibly... I don't want to claim victory too soon, but it seems like we may be about to... Although given the rate that speed is crashing... It's so weird how it goes up and down, and then it randomly seems to pick, like when I had 2 downloads going, it sort of would oscillate between this one having good speed and the other one. And now it's back down to 600 kilobytes a second, and then it'll go up, and then it'll go down. And it's going up again. Okay, that's good. I just wanted to finish because I, for a while, thought that there was in fact no download, but it looks like it just takes a bit of patience, a bit of luck, because it should not take this long. No. I generally don't get how it manages to be this. Is it the VPN? Could it just be the VPN server I'm using? No, the VPN server is clearly fine. That was clearly not working. I've tried, it's just kept failing, so I'm going to try something a bit different. I'm going to use something called Free Download Manager, which I hope is legitimate. I've heard about download managers for years. I've never thought of using one, but I think this is finally going to be the time, because I'm pretty sure that a download manager can handle a network error and just restart. 100% now this is a Russian website. If you just type in /img, this page is denied access. It shows all of that in Russian, .htaccess. If we click here, the site is maintained by reg.ru. So if anyone's ever fooled into thinking this was a legitimate website, here's how you know it isn't. I think the download manager is actually potentially going to work. Okay, and we are back. So I don't know why it was so difficult to get that working as intended. Let me just full screen this, and then we can... I don't know why that was being so ludicrously difficult. I assume they were just having issues because it wasn't. They're probably not using top-of-the-line web hosting. So I think the first thing we should do is VirusTotal the file. I already tried and included Net Framework, which didn't hit anything. So let's try the installer file. This one may... If this is malicious, this is going to be the malicious one. We've already determined that this is running out of Russia, so we certainly shouldn't trust it, but let's see what happens. This is not NordVPN, but whether it is truly malicious is something we're about to find out. So let's open this up. Now, if it is, as expected, it's not going to do anything intro. Okay, smart screen protected this BC. Great. Thank you, smart screen. Run anyway. Is it going to do anything interesting? Or is it just going to run in the background like every other version of this scam? There's no installer.exe running. And I don't know, in this case, if Windows Defender goes off in time to actually protect you. So let's see what VirusTotal thinks about this file. Doesn't seem to be doing anything, which to me is just an indication that it is. Okay, so there's no information, digital signatures, Tonek Inc. Who are Tonek? They're definitely not. No email available, but they're not legitimate. But so Tonek, Nordkeeper. That was just that. Okay, let's go. I think we want... How do we end up... Oh yeah, that was another Minecraft launcher I tried. Okay, let's go into local. And generally speaking, these types of scumbags like to hang out in temp. Pretty popular place for malware to hang out. Not always, though. Let's also look at task scheduler, because that's one of the main places that this type of software will move in and make sure that it runs again. OneDrive. Okay, who's this? Microsoft software. This is Free Download Manager. Okay, nothing malicious so far. But that does not mean we're safe. It just means that they are quite good at cloaking, which we already knew they would be. It's also possible that this is VM aware and it's not running properly because we're in a VM. We can safely count it as malware regardless of whether it does anything, purely because it is not what it is advertised to be. Oh, malicious. Okay, secure age, Sophos, AV, so we are finding some that are realizing, okay, that's good. So, really what we need to do is figure out where it's going. Local low is another place that malware can hang out. That's weird. Temp soft deluxe. That's free download manager. Okay. Importer. These are just legitimate looking temp files. We found more samples that are determining this is malicious. Now, I don't know what this software will actually do. My assumption of these latest rounds is that rather than outright stealing your YouTube channel, they will use your YouTube channel to spread their malware. Details. .NET framework. It won't run any of its checks because it's too big. Community. EXE. Detection. Secure Apex, Sentinel-1, static machine learning. So it's only the machine learning engines that are catching anything wrong with this file, but even if none of them had, I would still know it's malicious, but let's try running it again. It's going to toss. Microsoft.NET framework. Okay. So it's crashing now. So what is it doing? Doesn't seem to be doing anything super interesting. Let's try installing the runtime file that it wants us to run. First of all. Now this file I did check and it is in fact legitimate. But it's already installed, so that's not going to help us. So there you go, that's installer.exe, and it is running out of this folder. See on the okay, let's see. So it's got JIT debugger. It's not enabled. Okay, so bunch of error messages, but if we go continue, does it work or does it? Let's keep continuing. Okay. Okay. This is weird. I take it doesn't like... There's something about the system it's not happy about. Like, I don't think this is... I'm sure there's something weird going on here, but... Can you... I think you can decompile. Yeah, you can. I thought you could. So let's try and Visual Studio, but we don't have any Visual Studio. Okay. Dot peak, it's called what we want. Let's just go next. Install. Because yeah, you can totally decompile .NET and see what's really going on. I assume... Okay, details. Continue. So this is a part of the software that should be doing something, but it's not. It's not installing itself anywhere else. So I have to wonder if they legitimately failed. .peak 2022. So I just want to see what sort of things the software is able to do. Yeah, we can accept this. I don't know what it wants me to accept, but I don't really care. Okay. I just accepted it. Oh, it wants me to read the whole thing. No, I don't want to send you anything. Okay. We want to open from running process. Maybe we can open it that way. Open installer.exe. There we go. Bflower. Metadata. References. Root namespace. Okay, there's obviously some level of obfuscation. Let's just go. Okay. let's just go to metadata, headers, module. So, okay, Windows Forms app 1.properties. Okay, let's look at settings, decompiling class settings. I do not know much about Visual Studio. I wouldn't know if this is off yet. Default settings, resources. Is there anything interesting? No. Okay. So I really don't... Assembly bflower. Version 00. I really do not understand what this is all supposed to be. Like, I think a lot of this, because that's obfuscation. Okay, let's look at CY. What is this doing? Compiler. Okay, so this is just all code to tell me why all of this is happening. VK, so.object, root namespace, system.object equals to string, references, resources, win32.resources, GUID, strings, headers, blob, module, bflower.exe. This is so bizarre. I'm unfortunately not enough of an expert to really know if this is normal looking code. I get the vibe that it just doesn't work as, like, this software is just broken, but somehow we got lucky. I don't know if it is some really poor attempt at VM detection that prevented this from going off, which is perfectly common, or if the software in fact is completely broken. I think that's going to be enough for this video. Don't download this. It may end up working on your system, you don't know, and you don't want to risk it because it is not legitimate. There's nothing to be gained. It's not NordVPN.